Hello and welcome to the AVLAN video guide for the Denon DVD-A1UD Universal Disc Blu-ray disc player. We're going to talk you through the features of this unit, its connections and its setup menus.
The Denon DVD-A1UD is Denon's first Blu-ray disc player with SACD and DVD audio playback. This 19 kilo machine is designed to match the AVP and AVCA1HD-A with Denon Link 4th for jitter reduction on the HD sound formats and Teranex Realtor video processing and balanced XLR audio outputs. Moving into the front of the unit here, you can see the premium silver finish of the AVP and AVCA1. The standby button on the left hand side with different standby settings which we'll see later. The Denon Link indication lights just above that. The disc layer Pure Direct and HDMI mode. Pure Direct will turn off all unnecessary functions to enable the highest quality playback possible. See the high contrast display with the metal disc tray just above it. And then the standard navigation buttons you expect on any sort of DVD or Blu-ray disc player. And then underneath the front flap is the SD card slot, which you can play media from as well as store BD Live content. The unit will be updated to BD Live via a future firmware update. Moving into the rear of the unit now. On the rear panel you can see the gold-plated RCA 7.1 analog output on the bottom left-hand side there. If you're wanting the player to decode WHD, DTSSD to analog out to a multi-channel input on your amplifier, you can also see the balanced XLR outputs, which is the first Denon player with XLR out. The analog composite S-video and component video outs along with the SB-Def digital audio outputs, the Ethernet for firmware updates and BD Live functions, Denon Link 4th for the aforementioned jitter reduction, and the dual HDMI output, allowing to send separate audio and video over HDMI.
Okay, now we're going to take you under the lid of the Denon DVD-A1UD.
Moving into the internal part of the unit now, you can see that space is quite tight, so there's quite a lot of components. If you also pay close attention, you can see it's actually a double layer chassis to minimise vibration. And the first thing that catches your eye is that large metal disc tray right in the middle of the unit. Moving into the left hand side, you can see, just if you pay attention to the top there, there's a secondary board underneath the main video board, and there's even more of them underneath. But just moving across there, you can see some of the power supplies, and then the video processing board at the back there. Moving across, see the different chipsets used on the unit. And the video board's just underneath there, and then you can see this capacitor fill board here. With right at the front of the unit, there's actually a secondary power supply. As you can see, coming into shot now, just past this large capacitor. And then just to the left of that is the, again, large Denon branded metal disc tray, which has got a very smooth action on it. Feels really substantial. And then moving on to the menus of the unit, you can see it goes straight into the Denon Link setup menu, which you can set to the second, third or fourth Denon Link depending on which receiver or amplifier you're using with it. You see the different functions of each one. There, Denon Link 4th is for reduces jitter over HD audio format playback, and you can set that to which HDMI output you want to use on the Denon DVD-A1UD, and which clock you need to set the clock to the receiver. There is a firmware update available for the AVP A1HD and the AVCA1HD, which will allow them to do Denon Link 4th. The Pure Direct setup, you can see there's the digital out on or off, video out on or off, and display on or off, dependent on your user preset. The ratings menu is for various sort of parental controls and locks for the unit to prevent younger eyes viewing material that they shouldn't be watching. There's a password change, and ratings for Blu-ray disc, DVD and country. Each one requires a password entry to avoid them being easily changed. And then there's the DVX VOD registration number as well, which will be popping up in just a second. Moving on to the network setup now. Turn the DHCP on or off and manually set the IP address. Again, this is a lot easier than the previous models where you can actually just type the IP address in on the remote control. And then the proxy on or off, and then address or name of the proxy server if you're using it, and then the IP address and the MAC address of the unit. The MAC address is also available to see on the back of the unit and on the outside of the box. Moving on to display setup, the slideshow time in 1 second increments. So if you're playing back some JPEGs in a slideshow, just how long they stay on the screen for. The temporary display is on those pure direct functions, so if you've turned off the display for pure direct and then you want to see what you've just told the unit to do by remote control whilst in pure direct, then it can do it that way. And then it's captions on or off, screensaver on or off. The wallpaper type when the player's not playing back a disc, so if you just want the Denon logo on there, and then or just a black screen, a grey screen or a blue screen. Unfortunately you can't actually change the picture there. And then the still mode, so if you want that field, frame or automatic.